A clown standing on the porch at 3 in the morning. A man in a hazmat suit spray painting the camera. An alligator that shouldn't be there. A meteor over the roof. Every one of these was caught on a real doorbell camera by real people. And every single one of them will make you check your own front porch tonight. On the night of July 29th, 2020, a homeowner in the United States checked his Ring doorbell footage from the previous evening. What he found was posted online later that week under a single line. Quote, "A clown came on my porch. As you can see, the figure walks calmly toward the front door in the dark. The camera catches the face for less than 2 seconds. Long dark hair, dark clothing, and the makeup you would only ever see in a nightmare." The homeowner said he did not open the door and did not report it. The clown was never identified. Fort Smith, Arkansas, November 8th, 2021. A homeowner woke up at 5 a.m. and noticed his Ring camera had been disabled. He checked the footage, and this is what he saw. A man in a white hooded suit approaches the door, calmly reaches up, and spray paints the lens. The footage also shows the same man walking past the house twice earlier in the night before returning to paint the camera. The next morning, several homes in the neighborhood reported items stolen. The homeowner believes the man was staking the area out for a job and painted the camera specifically so no one could see him walking away with stolen property. No arrest was ever publicly reported. New River, Arizona, August 28th, 2020. Late summer in the desert is tarantula mating season. The males leave their burrows in every direction, looking for females, and sometimes their sense of direction is not great. This one walked up to a family's front door, climbed up the doorbell, and spent almost a full minute crawling across the lens. The homeowner said he only found out about it because his phone went off at 4 in the morning. He waited until sunrise before opening the door. Middletown, Pennsylvania, May 21st, 2022. A family's doorbell camera was pointed at their driveway on a quiet spring afternoon. The homeowner later wrote that the driver of the SUV was speeding and not paying attention. Watch the parked car. The SUV clips it, then keeps going, directly into the front of the house. Nobody was standing on the porch at the time. The driver was reported to police, and the family filed an insurance claim. No further details were made public. Catawba, Georgia, June 2020. Just after midnight, a family's Ring doorbell picked up motion outside. What the camera caught, they had never seen before. Something small and low to the ground, moving straight across the yard toward the porch. They couldn't tell if it was a large snake, an opossum, or something else. The motion is too fast, and the light is too low. What they know is that whatever it was, it came directly to their front door. And by the time they checked the camera that morning, it was gone. They still do not know what walked up to their house that night. Lancashire, England, December 4th, 2022. A homeowner's Ring doorbell was mounted outside their front door for less than a week before it was taken. What makes this video unusual is that the camera kept recording the entire theft. Watch the hands. The person pries the doorbell off the wall, holds it up to their face for a second, and then walks off with it, still recording. The footage was uploaded to the cloud before the battery died. The doorbell itself was never recovered. 22-year-old Guste Janosauskite thought her mother, Gigi, was being silly when she installed a doorbell camera outside their home. The same day the camera went up, this happened. A strange man walked into their yard and stood there for a long time, looking directly up at Guste's bedroom window. He arrived 5 minutes after Gusty got home from work. 1 week later, the same man was back. This time, he was pressed up against the window, while Gusta was standing on the other side of it. She and her mother called the police both times. The police told them there was nothing they could do until the man made contact. November 2nd, Fullerton, California. Just after 1 in the morning, Jared and Jessica Gilstrap were lying in their bed when they saw a flash of light coming from outside their window. They both got up and checked the Ring doorbell footage, and this is what it had recorded. A meteor lighting up the entire street for almost 2 full seconds. It was bright enough to trigger the motion sensor. Neighbors reported hearing a low rumble a few seconds later. The meteor was later confirmed by an astronomy tracking site. Toronto, Canada. Aerospace engineer Arthur Casement, 45, has been watching the sky for meteors and asteroids for years, but he had never seen one last as long as this. Watch the top of the frame. His door camera picks up an object less than 1 meter long, entering the Earth's atmosphere directly above his house. Global asteroid warning systems had actually seen it coming and had marked it as, quote, a safe fireball. It burned across the sky for almost 4 full seconds before disappearing. Fenton, Missouri, August 2019. During a summer storm, a homeowner was sitting on his couch about 100 feet from his front door when this happened. The lightning strike was so bright, it blinded the Ring camera's night sensor. What you're seeing here is actually the dissipating light after the strike. The actual bolt was so intense, the camera couldn't record it. The tree it hit is directly in front of the porch. No injuries. The tree survived. Los Angeles, California. December 3rd, 2019. The homeowners had installed the Ring doorbell only a few weeks earlier. Watch the top left of the frame. A person walks up, pauses in front of the door, and then tears the doorbell off the wall. The final frame the camera recorded is the person's hand covering the lens. The doorbell was never recovered. The suspect was never identified. Colorado, July 13th, 2022. A woman lives alone on a golf course where hunting is not allowed, so deer and bears often wander freely across her front yard. She stepped outside to take her dog out when she noticed a bear cub casually walking up her driveway. She jumped. The bear jumped. Then she turned to run back into the house and tripped on the step. Her Ring doorbell recorded the whole thing. The bear ran away. She did not. South Lake Tahoe, California, Saturday, September 12th. 45-year-old Pedro Rosas was at home with his wife and 3 kids when he heard loud noises coming from his front door. Thinking someone was trying to break in, he checked his security cameras. This is what he saw. 2 bear cubs wrestling on the welcome mat, and off to the side of the porch, a huge mother bear climbing up the steps. The family stayed inside. The bears eventually left on their own. June 11th, 2023. Somewhere in the United States, a family's Ring camera was triggered in the middle of the night by movement on the porch. The movement was this: a large spider walking across the lens. The homeowner later wrote, quote, "It's a big spider that sets my Ring camera off, followed by another spider coming like a freight train and attacking it. Watch the right side of the frame. Neither spider survived the fight." Port Richey, Florida, April 9th. 22-year-old Miranda Taylor and her 23-year-old husband Brandon were away from home when their Ring doorbell alerted them to a disturbance at the front of the house. What they saw on the app made them think their house was being broken into. 3 men moving carefully up the driveway, staring intently at something on their front doorstep. They watched helplessly from wherever they were. The men were not burglars. They were rescuing an alligator that had crawled up to the Taylor's porch. The alligator was safely relocated. The Taylor's door was untouched. Vancouver, Washington, November 9th, 2021. A woman and her boyfriend, Jacob, had bought their house in June, and for months he kept telling her he was hearing things outside at night. She thought he was being paranoid. She installed a security camera on the Sunday. On the Tuesday, she woke up to find the back gate wide open, even though it had been held closed by a rock and a latch. It had been windy that night, but not that windy. At work later that morning, she remembered the camera. What she saw made her leave work immediately, drive straight home, and call the police. Watch the frame. A figure walks up to the gate in the dark, dressed head to toe in black, wearing a full face mask. They stand there. They wait. Then they push the gate open and step into the yard. The homeowner said her boyfriend had been telling her about the noises for months. A single mom named Amber, alone at home with her young son. 4 a.m. A motion alert from her Ring doorbell woke her up. When she opened the live view on her phone, she saw a man in a mask sitting inside her car in her own driveway. She used the Ring two-way talk feature to speak to him through the doorbell speaker. The moment he heard her voice, he instantly took off running. Amber said afterwards that the fact that Ring made this possible was, quote, what helped her sleep at night. She never saw the man again. A woman named Emily lives alone. She said in her upload that late-night prowlers sneaking into her driveway to mess with her pickup truck is, quote, not unusual. She installed a Ring floodlight camera specifically for this. Watch what happens. A figure moves through her yard toward the truck in near complete darkness. The instant the floodlight triggers, they stop. Then they walk away. Emily said that being single and living alone, knowing exactly what was going on outside, was the only reason she was able to sleep at night. Houston, Texas, January 11th, 2019, 3:46 a.m. A restaurant called Elliot's Table was closed for the night, but the interior security cameras were still recording. Watch what came into the frame. A hooded figure walks through the dining room. Then another one. They move slowly between the tables, checking each one, then walking into the kitchen. Neither of them notices the camera. The break-in was reported to Houston police the next morning. No arrests were made.